What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Cobra Built YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you guys a video that I get asked constantly to do, and that is a full in-depth review on my 1980 Mustang Cobra. Let's get into it. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, if you could please hit that like button, it helps me out a lot. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. That also helps me out a lot. Today, I just wanted to bring you guys this video because I get asked this a lot. You know, what's done to the motor? What does it have for a trans, rear end, interior, everything like that. So I thought I'd bring you guys this video. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Now, just a little brief history lesson. This was once upon a time my dad's car. He has owned this car since he was a teenager, even before I was a little twinkle in his eye. Yes, this was his car. He handed it down to me for my 21st birthday. So that was very an unexpected birthday present, and that's super cool to get a car handed down to you and continue on with the legacy. Now let's start up front with the motor. This is a Blueprint 347 crate motor. It comes as a long block, so it does not come with like an intake or any of the accessories up front. It does have the Holley Sniper EFI with the Holley dual sync distributor and the MSD box, which work phenomenally. This motor directly from Blueprint comes as a 415 horse, 415 torque crate motor, and this one has a little bit more done to it. I did swap out the cam. I did put on a single plane intake, and if I had to guess, this probably now makes right around 460 horse and probably about 400 to the wheels, which, if you can imagine, guys, with me in this car, it's about 3,000 pounds. Let's call it 3,000 because I'm pretty sure it's like 2990 something. So we'll go with 3,000. It does have the PA Performance 200 amp alternator, 1.75" BBK long tube headers, Amazon Ketchikan, which actually works great. As for everything up here, small pulleys all around, Vortec upper radiator hose, SVE radiator with electric fans. And as for the brakes, it is actually factory 80 Cobra brake booster with an SVO master cylinder. And you might be asking yourself, well, why did you upgrade to the SVO master cylinder? Because it is 13-inch Cobra brakes from a 94 to 04 Cobra up front, and 11-inch economy brake kit from the Right Stuff out back. As for the drivetrain, it is a Tremec TKX with a McLeod clutch connected to an aluminum drive shaft that is also connected to a Moser 8.8 rear end that is 9-inch ends on the ends. Economy brake kits in the back. Also has a true track, so it's not a posi anymore. And that's actually kind of it for the drivetrain. I mean, the drivetrain is pretty much simple. It's just a crate motor, Tremec trans behind it, and then a standard 8.8 from that was actually built by Moser with like welded tubes, everything like that behind it. Now, this car is also a one of one. Now, you wouldn't think that just kind of looking at it, but looking right back here, it is a one of one because of that guy right there. And you might be thinking to yourself, oh, come on. Like a rear wiper, that's what's gonna make it a one of one? Yeah, it is. I know it's kind of like a micro one of one, but yeah, I mean, it's on the Marty report, it says one of one, so I'm kind of rolling with it. But the nice thing about the rear wiper arm, which a lot of people actually don't know, came on the early Fox bodies, and that is actually a super rare option. As you can tell, that's why it's a one of one. But the nice thing about them is under here, it comes with a cover. So that's actually kind of nice because cars that did not come with this did not come with the cover right here. So it's actually really cool. And what's also really nice, or not nice because I don't use it, but what's really cool is right here is where your rear wiper fluid would go. So not a lot of people know that. So that tank is right down in here, right next to the speaker. And as you can see, all my cleaning stuff is back here along with my hat. But my battery is also back here, which you guys might have not seen up front. I have the battery back here just to kind of clean up the engine bay, and when I had the turbo on this car, it just didn't make a lot of sense to have the turbo sitting right next to the battery and get the battery hot and everything like that. But how you turn on that wiper is right here. So you open up the door and it is right there. And yes, it does work. So pretty much you just turn this on, you just flip it, turns on, everything like that. It's not like a pull deal, so you just turn it on. And I think it just has the 1 speed. So that's, like I said, not a lot of people knew that they came with that, but that to me is actually a really kind of cool option. I mean, you have a huge glass back here, so if you're daily driving it and, you know, you can't see out the back, you know, just turn on the wiper and, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's really cool to me. But as for underneath the car, right there, it's a fuel tank out of a 87 to 93 car. And the thing that kind of sucks about these is they only come with 10-gallon tanks from the factory. So I upgraded to the 87 to 93, which is a 15.5 gallon tank. And it is also a return style fuel system. So it goes up to the sniper system and then returns back into the tank. And that all has braided lines and everything like that, which is probably overkill, but I just ran with that because lines look cool and everything like that. But as for the wheels on the car, these are a Cosmos Racing 9.5 all around and a 245 in the rear and 245 up front. Now you might be thinking to yourself, well, the car makes 400 wheel. There's no way that, you know, hooks. Well, it actually does. I ran an 1189 at 119 on exactly the way you see it on a 245 and barely spun. It's a Toyo R888R in the back and Toyo R888R in the front. It works really good with what I got going on, and it holds down my fort. And as for down there, I have pinch weld covers from Maker's Garage. I think those were right around 300 bucks, which they cover up the pinch weld and they make the car actually look really good. Now, as for the inside of the car, these are factory 1980 Mustang Cobra Recaros. Now, the thing about this car is this car was actually not a factory Recaro option. Even though it was an option on the Recaros, this car did not come with the Recaros. I added these. Fortunately for me, these actually came out of a 80 Cobra, so it kind of goes with it. As for the steering wheel, this is a Ford Performance Sparco steering wheel. Some people like it, some people hate it. I actually really like it because it makes getting in and out of the car really easy, because with the Recaros, it kind of lifts up, and with the big steering wheel, you only have like this much room to get in and out of the car, and you can also remove it. So it has the quick release, so that is actually super cool. And as for like the door panels, these, from what I've always seen, these are like immaculate door panels. Like, no, like this arm isn't coming off. It has a little Cobra badge right there. The carpet's all in good shape, everything like that. So my dad took really good care of this car. I mean, he didn't drive it, so obviously when you don't drive them, it doesn't, you know, things don't happen to them. I also have my Holley Sniper screen right there. And also, if you're old, you know this radio. This is a Alpine head unit that pulls out, you know, because I guess radio theft was a big thing back then. So to combat that, people would take the radios into the store with them to prevent anybody stealing them. And this was a factory delete center console car. Some people think that all Cobras came with center consoles. That is not true. Some came, obviously, as you can tell, without center consoles. But let me take you guys for a ride and let you guys hear how this sounds and everything like that. And I'll do a couple spirited pulls in Mexico. So let's get to it. Like I said, it does have the Holley Sniper system. So you just let the key turn on, let the fuel pump prime. You'll hear a click. Then you can start it. Just like that. The car is dumped, so I'll try to speak up. And the car drives super good with the Holley Sniper system. I mean, it doesn't hiccup, nothing like that. Everything's good, no, you know, adjusting for when it's hot or when it's cold outside, nothing like that. Drives phenomenally. Now, with this being as big of a cam as it is, the Holley Sniper also makes that a dream. You know, I understand that when you add a big cam sometimes to a carburetor, it doesn't, you know, you kind of lose drivability. You don't lose drivability with this. And the nice thing about this car is it drives super nice. It has coilovers all the way around, LMR, SVE coilovers up front, and those are allowing me to adjust it for height. And like I said, the Viking / UPR coilovers in the back. Here's a bridge. 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 Here Like I said, the car drives super nice. Obviously, you know, it's a 42-year-old car, so I mean, it's gonna, you know, no matter what you do to it, it will still sometimes have, you know, its bumps and everything like that, which is totally expected. Well, let me give you guys a quick little first to second. Yeah, she moves. But like I said, it has that 245 R888R in the back, and it barely wants to spin. I mean, I would say it didn't even spin at all. And that was sort of kind of with the tire being cold. So once you warm the tire up, I mean, you can pretty much nail it from a stop, and it'll hook for the most part. Oh, we got another bridge. Always a sucker for bridges. But it does have the Tremec TKX, which is super nice. It's a 5-speed transmission. It's rated for 600 foot-pounds of torque. It doesn't lock you out like the TKO 600. And when I want to, I just shift it in the fifth, and it's a really drivable car. Like, I'm cruising 35 right now. It's sitting right at about 1,000. Now, I probably will downshift to fourth just because that's kind of low for, you know, 35 miles an hour. And the really nice thing about the Holley Sniper system is sometimes these gauges aren't the most accurate, so I have a really nice computer right here that tells me RPMs, manifold air temperature, coolant temperature sensor, battery volts. If I also go in here, I can see a lot more. I mean, there's a lot that I can do on this screen and can see, but this is how I have my first screen configured. But going up and on ramp here, so let me give you another quick second gear pull. This car drives kind of exactly what you would think it would. I mean, it's not a brand new car, it doesn't have cushiony suspension, doesn't have really plush seats, nothing like that. I mean, it's an old school box body. I mean, they weren't built to be luxurious machines. Even though you can make them that, I mean, you can add really soft suspension and really nice seats, and you can feel like you're driving an old Cadillac. So, I mean, that's the nice thing about box bodies, is you can do whatever you want with these cars. I mean, nothing hasn't been done to these cars, so I mean, they're super sought after specifically for that reason. And the nice thing about this too, with having 4-way coilovers, is going around bends feels super planted in this car. I mean, I feel like I can throw this thing around a corner and it'll stick. I mean, it's super confident on what it does, and it's very precise. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, doesn't this car get really hot in the summer since it doesn't have air conditioning? And the short answer is yes. The nice thing about the non-air conditioning cars is some people might think, well, your windows are the air conditioning. But right there, that little switch, all you do is pull that switch out, and that pretty much directs the air either right here to this vent or at your feet. So, I mean, that's kind of your air conditioning. So, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you don't have air conditioning, but you have airflow. So, I mean, that's some people's air conditioning. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little driving portion I provided there for you. It's kind of hard to film in there just because it's so loud, and I don't have any sound deadening in there, which is on the to-do list, is new carpet and then dynomat the entire inside of the car. But that is a video for the future. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you could like, share, and comment the video, that helps me out a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.